If the head of your Kitchenaid stand mixer is wobbling when you use it, there are two very simple things you can check, and all you need is a flathead screwdriver. You don't need any fancy tools, and you don't need to send it in for repair. In this video, I will show you those two things and how to fix them. The first is to look out for this pin here. This should be flush with the side of the mixer, but over time it can wobble and vibrate and get pushed out. So you see it is now protruding on this side, and if I go over to the other side, it is recessed in. So it may wobble in one direction or the other, but either way, ideally it should be centered and flush with both sides of the mixer. So to adjust that, put my phone back in the tripod here, you are going to tilt your mixer over. Be careful because these things weigh a ton. And inside here, let's see if I can see this with the phone. Let me get a flashlight because I don't know if the light will be good enough. There is a little screw in there. There we go. You can see. Kind of hard time getting the lighting adjusted here, but there you go. There's a screw right there that you can tighten to hold that pin in place. So what you do is make sure that the pin is flush with both sides. As if it's already loose, you should be able to just push it in by hand. And then take your flathead screwdriver, reach in there. Again, I don't know how well this is going to show on the camera, but you'll be able to see this when you do it in person. Tighten that screw down until it's nice and snug, and then the pin, double check the pin. You should no longer be able to push it back and forth. It should be centered. So that is the first thing you can check. The second thing you can adjust is a set screw that is under the head of the mixer if you lift it up here. So if I lift that up, you can see that screw in there. And tightening that screw is going to cause the mixer head to sit lower. Moving it out or loosening it is going to cause the mixer head to sit a little higher. And as I discovered the hard way, I thought this screw was just supposed to be tightened all the way. I didn't realize what it did, so I tightened it too much, had my mixer head sitting too low, and that was causing it to wobble. So what you want to do to adjust that screw is something called a dime test, where you take your mixer bowl, your basic attachment, put the attachment on, put the bowl in, and then you should be able to put a dime at the bottom of the bowl. And when you turn the mixer on, which I'm not going to do because I don't have it plugged in right now since I'm working on it, the beater should just barely and occasionally hit that dime. It shouldn't be scraping the bottom of the bowl and pushing the dime around constantly, and it shouldn't be so high that it's completely missing the dime. You just want it to occasionally nick it as it goes around. So, and what you can do is just lift up, tighten or loosen this screw here, put it back down, turn your mixer on, do the dime test to check. You can also sort of look at the mixer from the side, and you can actually tell if you have that. Let me lower the camera a bit here. You can see that my head is nice and parallel to the ground right now. If you have that screw over or under tightened, you can actually look closely and see if the head is tilted up or tilted down a little bit too far. So again, that's two very simple things you can do. My mixer head was wobbling, and I just Googled it and immediately found those two things. No need to call or send it in for service or anything. All you need is a flathead screwdriver. If you have any other tips or comments, please go ahead and leave them as a comment in this video. Thank you.